I'm gonna try the Black Magic app then instead. Bud, can you not destroy my stuff? Unless it's tracking him, but okay, good. We'll let it see if it will. Bud, really? What are you doing? You've made a mess. Quite the mess. One of the things we need to teach you today is to put your head down. Okay. Good thing I was recording when you did that. That'll be entertaining. All right. Okay. Really. Can you not destroy my stuff? Back up. Oops. Get on there, stupid thing. Okay. Good, bud. Ooh, look at you stand still and not dance. Very good. Very good. Okay. I'll be back. I gotta go get my handy stick. I left it on the driveway. Video. Come back. Come back. And you camera. See that. Tracking module is definitely later. You're not rolling this out, mister. That's what I'm trying to get me. All right. Testing. Good. Really, Winston. I think you have some will in you or something. Because you seem to be quite the character. All right. What do you think? Good. Let's check your cinch. Nice. Let's put you on a long line. Good. Good. Well, that's a great way to start off a session. Good. Nice. I'll rub on the forehead. Good job, dude. Very good. Well, that's pretty good. That's quite impressive. All right. Welcome to session 3, everybody, with Winston. If you guys are new and this is the first video you're seeing, go back to my channel. There's 2 more episodes, a couple other things. There's a whole playlist that I have put together for this series. Take a step back a little more. Okay. There we go. Good, good, good. All right, a little sticky on the back up today. We're going to start asking for more steps today with that. But first, I wanted to start off with a lunging. This is my longer rope. I don't have an actual like lunge rope. I don't even have a lunge whip. But I figured we'd address the one comment I got on my last video. I think it was my last video where I don't remember the individual's name, but they said that I needed to stay behind the drive line a little bit better. So let me get my other rope here, and we will give us a visual of the drive line. And we will address that a little bit. This should be pretty well known, bud. So this is something he's telling me I need to work on too. Okay, so drive line. Let's get a little closer. Today, I'm playing with a couple of things with my technology. I've got my mic a little lower down here out front, so we'll see how that goes. I also have my camera up higher, so hopefully it tracks better. So, the drive line. So the drive line basically follows the angle of his shoulder here. So if I tie on my extra handy stick string here, this is one of the reasons I have one of these. We'll tie this on. This is our drive line right here. There we go. All right, drive line. So basically, if you're behind this line, he's going to either go away from you or in that direction. If I step in front of that line, it's going to stop him, slow him down, like pushing in the clutch on a car, or make him turn and go the other way. So this is our drive line. And that's typically what people refer to as the drive line. Interesting. Good job, bud. Okay, so he stepped on his rope there and didn't freak out, which is very good. But I kind of expect that from Winston now. He's not a really reactive horse, but he is sensitive enough to learn quickly and be responsive. So this is a pretty rare thing. I am very excited to work with him, get in the saddle, lip lick there. I don't know if you guys are noticing. Lowering the head, blinking the eyes. Just very good signs there. He's moving his ears a little bit now. All right, so drive line. The individual who commented said that I needed to stay behind the drive line a little better. Now, the only thing I can think of after going back and watch, one of the things is it's hard with just one camera for you guys to see where exactly I am in relation to his drive line. Eventually, the dream is to have a action camera that I can wear on my chest so you guys can see my hands giving signals and also see him in relation to me. I'm really looking forward to trying to be able to do that. But I can't afford that right now. So down the line, if my videos get popular enough and I get enough views and start making some money on my videos, I will invest in that. And then eventually the ultimate dream is I would love to have 2 cameras on gimbals like the one I have now. A action camera. And then I would like to have a drone following and getting footage that way too. I think that would be really cool, really ideal. There aren't really any horse trainers that are doing that right now. And I think it would be just really awesome and give a great perspective, especially when you're out when I go out trail riding or just out and riding in the field, whatever. Once we get in the saddle, it would be really cool. But I'm not sure I'm going to have that with Winston. But anyway, so back to the comment of staying behind the drive line. The only thing I can think of is traditionally when you lunge your horse, typically a lot of people just lunge one way. They have them on this really long lead rope. So I'm going to point, swing my stick and string. He's being a little lazy, so we're going to say hello. Okay. So they got the horse way out here. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay. It should be following me now. All right. Oh, I had my Now, so when we're teaching horses, horses don't learn from the application of the pressure. They learn from the release of the pressure. So a lot of people, when they lunge their horses, they're out here creating all kinds of energy behind the horse, constantly out here with the whip, and you're not releasing the pressure. The horse isn't learning anything. Why are we having such trouble here? All right, hopefully it's on me and we can get back to this whole thing. All right. All right. Okay. Good job. Now. All right. Good. Good. All right, so we're going to get them going here. All right, so a lot of people get behind the drive line. They hold the whip up. This is the definition of chasing your horse around the round pen, or around in general. Point, relax both hands, stay behind the blue string. His job is to continue to canter until I tell him to do something else. That is the only thing I can think that person is thinking. When I lunge a horse, when I round pen a horse, how cross-firing, that's why he's stumbling. There. My ultimate goal is to be able to stand still in the middle of the round pen like this and have him continue around me, passing the rope behind me, while he just stays at the gait that I told him to do and wait for my next cue. So here we go. 1, 2, there we go. Good. Now you'll notice my cue to cantering is a double cluck. Hopefully you guys can hear that on my audio. Now, the reason he's breaking gait is because he's still figuring out that I'm not going to chase him around. And take his nose and have him face me. He can come to the edge of my space. Then we'll go the other side again. And then I might take we'll see. We'll see where my next move is from there. Point, cluck. We're going to start with that. Eventually, every time I point, I want him to go up the next rung until I stop pointing. So the next gait, like if he's trotting, point, cluck. That last time, if you notice, when I pointed, right there he does it again. Good. We're going to stop him on that. Good. 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 Still learning to follow my cues. Good. Now, we always start lightly and finish lightly. What does that even mean? That means whatever we want him to respond to in the future, soft-wise, he's licking his lips. We're going to come up here and rub him on the forehead. Whatever cue I want him to be the softest at, we're going to do that. Eventually, it's just going to be this. One of these days, I'm going to get Will on camera, and you can see what Will does. All I got to do is this, and he'll take right off. Big point up high. There, nice. Good. Nice canter. Good. Now, if he starts really like not wanting to canter, oh, I was gonna stop him too. If he just like does not want to canter, I'll get in here and bite him on his butt a little bit. See the little bit of attitude? That's why we're still not on his back. Okay, now he's cantering nicely. Even though he's giving me attitude, that's fine. Step back, create a draw. Combing the rope like this creates draw to him. Deep breath helps him know that it's time to take a little stand rest. Stand for a second. We'll try that again. So that's the only thing that I can think that person was thinking, is to stay behind the drive line and keep applying pressure. That's not the point. Horses don't learn from the application of pressure. People forget this. They learn from the release. So it doesn't matter how lightly or how softly, or how lightly or how firmly you apply the pressure. They're still not going to learn from the pressure until you release it. So that's why pressure and release is a big key in training horses. Nice. Okay, now see his little change in demeanor here? Much better. Take his nose. Good. 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 That's back in here. Okay, now we're going to do a little exercise here where we do we back him up out of our space. We're going to bring him in. All the way in. Good boy. Good boy. Nice. We'll check our saddle while he's right here. Good. All right. Good. I might switch to my lead rope here. Yeah, we're going to switch to our lead rope. This is my long line. And it's just kind of long. And I will only use it when I'm trying to get a horse to really move out and get a little further away from me and really stretch their legs out. And if I have a horse that I'm trying to teach to lead, I will use that because I can take the clip off and it's got a big loop on it. Once I get the horse caught, I will switch to that. All right, removed my string. That's one of the most important things about using a stick with a removable string, that you get rid of that string and just have the stick. This is just an extension of my arm. This is just like me reaching up here and petting him. Okay, it's coming into my space. We're backing him out. Good. A few steps there. We're going to rub him. Now, before we go lunging, I wanted to tell you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, I have little pieces of duct tape on my lead rope here. Now, you can pause and comment in the bot down below what you think I might have these pieces of duct tape on my rope for. I'll give you a chance to do that. So, this duct tape is here not for me personally. It's here for people who I'm teaching how to work with their horses. This piece of duct tape is measured a stick's length away from the clip on his lead rope. This is the one. This is here so I can just reach out and grab it. It's a reference point. Reach out and grab the duct tape. Notice that. It's right there. It's perfect length for sending the horse off. Now, see, I let the rope slide through my hand. What piece am I holding now? This other piece is a perfect distance away for trotting, distance away from me. I'm waiting for him to trot. He's trying to drag me around a little bit here. There we go. Good. Good. All right. Trotting. There we go. So, the second piece is the piece that I hold on to when he is supposed to be out lunging. Good. So I want to ask him to stop, a slide, take his nose. Disengage nicely. Lick the lips. Walk up and rub him. Point. Good. There. So notice there again, I grab the duct tape. And you'll notice when I have him on the lead rope, whenever when he does something like this, see me sliding down the lead rope, where is my hand? Almost right on that piece of duct tape. That's what the duct tape is for. It's for you to get used to knowing how far away to be from him on the lead rope. Take his nose here, good. Now, why am I not taking a big step in when I go to ask him to stop? He is following the feel of me asking him to disengage, and I'm not having to do that. Now, here, after a few sessions, I might have to do that to get him to really pay attention. But I think with him, I'm probably really not going to have to do a whole lot of that, because I'm going to disengage his hindquarters here today. And that is going to help us with that disengage. And I think that's going to be plenty of work for him. I mean, if I do get to the point where I do have to do that, if he's being lazy, I will. But we don't have to do that right now. All right, we're going to take a little short break, and I'm going to go check on Matthew. Did you roll with my saddle on? Really? What in the world, dude? Why? Hello? Thank you. Okay, you're kind of up in my space. So he's kind of filthy because he decided to roll. At least, hopefully, it felt good. Did it feel good? All right, so now we've done plenty of lunging for now. I have some other exercises that we want to do. See there, he wasn't quite sure what to think about me coming at him with my dressage whip. So as soon as I rubbed him with it, he licked his lips, which is cool. All right, so now we're going to disengage the hindquarters. So you see I got my rope up and I'm holding my tape again. Made a nice little loop, hold my rope here. And now I'm going to look at his butt. Make sure it's still following me. Good look at his butt. Spank the air 4 times toward his butt. He's running to Mrs. Palmer right here for a second. All right. Get his nose toward me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Good. All right. So notice I started with little taps and then big swings. And then after 4 big swings, I would have started tapping his butt with this amount of pressure. And then slowly build the pressure up until he shows me that he's trying to figure out what I'm trying to get him to do. So get his nose here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. There. All right. One tap. We go back as soon as we take the pressure away and rub. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So what we're trying to get him to do is we're trying to get him to pick up this closer leg, cross in front of that other leg, and disengage his hindquarters away from me. Nice. Look at that. I gave him the look. Running into Mrs. Palmer again here. Remember I said he's got a little bit of a shirt pocket problem. Cocking his back leg, that's a good sign. His head and neck is way up though, so he's not fully relaxed, obviously. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, he gave us 2 steps there. That's good. So all we're looking for in the beginning, if you can get it, is 1 step crossing over in front of the other foot. So what I want him to do in the back end is to go like this, across, around. All right? See all the rubbing we're doing here? Very important. I want him to wait until I give him the signal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there are several ways that we can disengage his hindquarters, and this is the first one we're going to do. This is going to be important. The reason we're doing this is I'm going to disengage this way, then I'm going to disengage with pressure, putting pressure on his rib cage with my thumb, and then I'm going to disengage with pressure with the top of the stirrup, you'll see. So I don't know if we'll get to all of those types today. We might. He seems to be doing pretty well with this. We're going to ask for 2 steps this time. Good. He's doing pretty well. Now, this is going to be extremely important for anything. I should say the first couple of exercises we're going to do under saddle. And this is all part of getting control of his body. The hindquarters, control of his hindquarters. This disengage right here. Let me go back to the other side and show you. Me getting 1 foot, getting him to pick this foot up. That eventually becomes the key to our lead departures and our lead changes under saddle. So this is an important piece. It's also how, if he decides to bolt on us, we can get him slowed down and get control of his body if he bolts off. Like if he goes to freak out when he sees a mare while I'm riding him, which is one of the things that he does to his owners, that will be one of the ways I'll get control of his body. So get the new horse, new side, new horse, new side of the brain. Start from the beginning again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Right there, he stepped across. Now, why didn't I spank him there? I didn't need to. You saw his head up in the air. He's trying to figure out what I want him to do. I was giving him a chance to find the answer, and he did. And I went right in, dropped my hand right down, went right in and rubbed him on the butt. One of the reasons we go back to rub him on the butt is if we tap him with a stick, you always want to rub where you tapped and rub it away. It's like erasing chalk off of a chalkboard, and it basically acts like it never happened. Okay, I didn't count there. The counting is mainly to help beginners learn their timing and their feel. So it keeps you from just going in and whacking his butt, which is not what we want to do, because all we want to do is be able to do this and get him to disengage his hindquarters. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. There we go. Better. Okay, now he kind of did a half-hearted disengage the first time, and I wanted him to do just a little bit better because I know he can. All right, so notice standing too far to the side to get struck and too far in front to get cow kicked. Okay, we don't want to be back here trying to get him to disengage his hindquarters. He could kick me right in the leg or a more uncomfortable spot. All right, so look how I'm giving him the look, laying my ears back at him. Good, good, nice, good job. Okay, we'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Okay, all right. All right. Good. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Right there. Good job. Good job. Lucy! Okay. Oh, he's kicking at a fly. I almost thought he was kicking at me there for a second. But that's why you don't want to jump to conclusions with horses, because you can end up hurting your rapport, your trust, their trust of you, by thinking he's actually trying to kick at you. I was in a safe spot, so I didn't need to get away. That's why I wasn't super worried about that right off the bat. Okay. All right. When we're doing this, notice how I kind of bring my shoulders up and lean forward. This is his first. There we go. That's his first indication I want him to do something. Eventually, I should be able to look at his butt and do this, and he'll respond. He's trying to change sides on me here. We're not ready for that, bud. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Good. Right there. See him leaking out a little bit in the front end where you kind of ignore that to start with. But eventually, I want him to plant this foot, and we'll do several circles around eventually. All right. We'll try a different way now. We're going to do with the lead rope. So the way you do this, little smaller loop here in my hand. I don't do this because you can get the rope all tangled up. Just get yourself a nice little loop here. And then we come around here, we look at his butt, little swing. Good. Throw the rope over. There we go. This is a good exercise to do. If they're starting to get a little hot, starting to get a little fed up with you, and you don't want to stop yet, this is a good thing to do because it doesn't take, no, you notice there's a decent amount of standing still here. Okay, looking. So we'll spin the rope for a little bit. Oh, lazy, I'm gonna come in here and tap him. There we go, good. Good. All right, now I didn't mean to throw the rope away there. On a more reactive horse, that is not something you want to do. But Winston, I'm not super worried about, especially after he stepped on his lead rope earlier and didn't freak out. There's an exercise eventually that I'm going to teach him. Good. Later that will help them to not freak out if they get down pressure on their pull. We'll teach him to put his head down, and eventually we'll be able to halter and bridle him on our knees. Okay. Switch sides again here. New horse, new side, new brain. All right. Start from the beginning again. Get a look. Good. Now, when you're desensitizing to your stick and your rope gets caught behind the cantle like that, it can get stuck on the cantle. So oftentimes you'll see me flip it up like that. It just keeps it from getting stuck on him. Lip lick, deep breath there as well. Give him a good one too. Notice how I'm cocking my leg here. There we go. Good. Good. You thought about trying to change sides on me there again. Go back to this. I might actually lose my one piece of tape off of this. My tape is kind of old and in need of being redone. Looking for 2 steps here. Nice. Nice. Good boy. Good. All right. 2 steps here. Good. All right, so disengaging the hindquarters is a very key exercise to do. If he does a good disengage this time, we're going to quit him on that and we're going to go to disengaging 2 steps here. Nice, good. Good. Disengaging to my thumb. Some of these exercises you'll find that you fly through. If I remember correctly, I like to tuck my rope up into my belt. Now, I'm not tying the rope to my belt, all right? I'm taking one loop, doing one loop through my belt. See how quickly it comes out? As long as you make this little loop here shorter than your tail, you're all set. If you make it bigger than your tail, the tail can come through. Now you're tied. All right? Just make sure the tail is longer than your loop in your belt. Tie-down ropers will use a jerk line, and they'll do this for when they jump off the side of the horse. And this is ran through a little pulley here and to the horse's bridle. And as they go down their rope, it's pulling the horse back and cueing him to back up. That's the same concept that they do. All right, so we are going to, it's been a minute. We're going to do some lateral flexion first. In this one, we laterally flex. This is exactly what we're going to do under saddle. When I first get on him, we're going to laterally flex. Very nice flexing here. Very nice. All right. Lateral flexing. Good. Lateral flexing again. Good. All right. I'm going to get a drink here because I'm running my mouth. Okay, so in this exercise, I am going to laterally flex here. And then while holding him laterally flex, I'm going to take this thumb and put it on his flank right here. That is about the spot that when I go to exaggerate to teach him to disengage under saddle, that's where my heel is going to be. So we're going to use my thumb and we're going to disengage. So that's what this looks like. We're going to laterally flex. touch. Oh, look at that. Very nice. And then back to lateral flex. Okay, now that's something that he kind of acted like he's had before. So that's a good thing to see. Step across. And back to flex. Now, once he disengages and you go back to flex, his feet need to stop moving, and then you flex and then release. All right. So those are the rules. We flex, touch, back to flex. There we go. Very good. Very good. Nicely done. We're going to do that on the other side now. Good. So same thing. We're going to get rid of this though. All right. Laterally flex. Good. Touch. Good. Back to flex. Release. Do it again. Flex. Now, if he went to disengaging his hindquarters there, I would just go and flex him a few times until he stood still, and then go back to the touch and rub. Good. Good. Nice. Good. Now, once you do this a few times, they have a tendency to start anticipating the disengage and tend to want to go and just start disengaging as soon as you go to flex. You know, still, there we go. Hey, see how it is a little sticky on that disengage? Gonna bring him right in now. We're gonna comb the rope. Good. 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 All right. All right. Now I want to make sure that he's desensitized to my saddle, so to my saddle stirrups yet. So my leathers, sorry. So that's the next thing I want to do. Just this another one of those things I want to check. So I'm going to flat. Not worried at all. Good. Okay, I'm going to keep flapping until he stops moving his feet. Oh, he moved again. Okay, good. Good. All right. You can do that again. It's like, what are you doing? All right, do that again. See if he stands still. That's just him telling me that's something that we need to work on. Did I totally lose tracking? What in the world? Okay. I think my tracking module lost me and it turned off. That's annoying. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure he is. He's a good boy. He's doing really well. Yeah, we got a little bit of working to do on it. Okay. All right, tracking me now. Okay. Good touch and rub. All right, well, I think, no, one more thing we want to do. All right, so we are ready to put the bridle on. Now I'm going to make a video talking about my halter, my bridle and bit choice here. I have started a lot of horses in this setup right here. My old boss, Mrs. P, calls it my makeshift reins. I never could figure out if she was actually calling me and calling them that and thinking that they were makeshift, or if she was trolling me. This is the first time I put a bit in his mouth. We're going to see how he does. Important to remember, every time you're with a horse or doing anything with a horse, you're teaching them something. It's either good or bad. Now, we haven't taught him to lower his head yet, so we're not going to worry about that kind of stuff right now. I am see this little bit of behavior right here? I don't think that's flies. I think that's him anticipating me putting this in his mouth. And he's had bad experiences with that. I can always tell with my horse, Will, I can always tell if somebody else has bridled him because they've jammed this bit up into his mouth. See him put his head up like this? That's see him, me trying to chase him, having to chase him now. I'm just gonna hang out here. That's one of the reasons I'm hanging out here talking to you guys. He's got a little bit of anxiety with a bit here. So that's going to be one of my jobs, is to teach him that he doesn't have to be worried about the bit. And extremely important not to whack him on the teeth when you go to put that bit in his mouth. Okay? That's like you taking a, I don't know, something metal and whacking yourself in the teeth with it. It cannot be a fun experience. I was thinking like a lobster claw crusher, taking the butt of that thing and whacking yourself in the teeth with it. Not be a fun time. So we're going to kind of ignore that stuff right now. We're going to give him some good experiences of bridling, and once we teach him to lower his head, which I will do possibly at the end of this session. So right now I'm checking the bit placement in his mouth. I want it just a little bit higher. I want it just high enough where it's not creating any wrinkles in the sides of his mouth by the pressure of it just sitting in his mouth. All right. This is my Makati reins and slobber strap set on this horse, on this bridle. Obviously he's used to wearing a bit because he's not messing with that bit at all. See where his tongue is. Tongue is under the bit. That's good. All right, so I'm just gonna go back to lateral flexing, but we're gonna be in the bridle now instead of the halter and lead rope. So I wanted to do the halter and lead rope first with Winston because I wanted to teach him how I like to do things. We're gonna back him here. See me pull and release. Good. Good. Okay. Now, make sure we're getting tracked here well. So we're going to, first time picking up the bit. Up on the bit, I should say. Good. Perfect. Nice. I'm thinking I'm going to step up on into the saddle today. Good. So just lateral flexing here with the bit. This is the first time I've done it with him, with the bridle on. So same rules apply. Keep the feet still, come around, and give to the pressure. Now keep an eye out for my video explaining this bridle and reins setup here. We'll save that for another time. I wanted to have the camera down here so you guys can see better what everything is looking like, and so on and so forth. Good. So some good lateral flexion here. So this time we're going to come around, flex, disengage. Good. Back to the flex. Good. Good. Now eventually I'm going to do the Jeffries method with him, which is basically where I climb up on him, lay on top of him, and use him as a couch. But I'm not too worried about him bucking with me, so famous last words, right? He's supposed to be broke to ride, is broke to ride. So we're going to see what he does. He's showing me a lot of good signs. He's showing me that I can get some stuff done under saddle. Very nice. Good. So we're going to move to that, I think, right now. On new horses, young horses, I've started getting in the habit of wearing a helmet. So we're going to grab that and we're going to step up on. And of course, it's been sitting in the sun and it's very hot. And I was not the last person to wear this. All right. Okay. The other thing I didn't mention is today's the first day I've had my boots out and washed for him to wear. I noticed that when I'm working with him, he has reached forward and clipped the backs of his heels on the front end with his backs. So eventually, I have bell boots I need to put on him too. I'll probably start having him wear those. But I wanted to see him wear these today first to see what he did. I didn't know if he had ever had boots on before. So I wanted to let them wear them around a little bit. All right, we're gonna go up one notch here on my saddle. There we go. Yeah, it's been wanting to come out, so we're going to do a little tie here instead. All right, so all I'm going to do is going to step up first. Okay. I'm not as spry or as flexible as I once was. Just throw my leg over. Good enough. Okay, now, the last thing I want to do when I get up in the saddle is to sit up here like a closed jackknife. What? Huh? Okay. Is he okay? Yeah, I'm not going to be too much longer. Oh, a little longer than that. Okay. What? Okay. All right, so notice up here, I'm not asking him to go anywhere. First time I get up here, we're going to do this. Lateral flexion. Lots of lateral flexion. Go back and forth, side to side. Good. It's like, wait a minute. I thought that when we get in the saddle, we go to work. Not with me, bud. Just adjusting my Makati reins here to him. He's got a much shorter neck and is much smaller than my horses. So, lateral flexion here. So the reason I'm riding him in this bridle, there's a lot of sales pitches that you'll be told about bridles and bits, bits in particular, I should say, about bits. And to me, I'm not sold. I think it's just sales pitch. To start a horse, I think the best thing to start him in is a D-ring snaffle in Makati reins with a chin strap. The chin strap goes between the bit, I should say, yeah, between where the bit goes in his mouth and the Makati reins, not behind the Makati reins. In my Makati rein video, I will show that up close so I can tell you and demonstrate to you what I mean by that. So here we're just sitting here. I'm just sitting up here. Notice I don't sit up here like a closed jackknife. Notice me adjusting like this, that's not me needing to adjust. I'm here, bud. I'm here, Matthew Dean, out with Winston. Just waiting on him here. There we go. So lateral flexion side to side. You know, let me sit here. Now notice I'm not holding onto his mouth up here. It's kind of hard, I'm sure, for you guys to see over there. I'm not going to ask him to move right now because we're not ready for that. All these steps that I'm doing are the steps that I would do with a new horse. I just want to make sure that he understands my cues. The most important thing to remember with any bit is the bit is only as harsh, or the opposite of harsh, whatever that is, light, as the person's hands who's using it. That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter if you have the least bit of like the least bit of leverage possible, or the most severe leverage bit you can have. It's only as harsh as the person's hands who's holding the reins. Very important thing to think about. Let's see if I can get him to walk over here. Nice. Nice. Good. 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 Oh. Good. All right. Now, notice when I stop. I take this hand, middle of my reins, grab some mane is what I like to do. I have very long arms, so I can do that and still keep good posture. Or you can grab the top of the horn, whatever suits you best. I like to grab mane. We'll just sit here. I'm just hanging out, not worried. Rub them on the butt, whatever. All right, lateral flexion, straight from the camera so you guys can see. Side to side. You're gonna see me do so much lateral flexion with him, you're gonna get sick and tired of seeing me do it. Just waiting for him to stop moving his feet. There we go. So in the saddle, when I bring his nose around, I'll show you. Bring his nose around. See, I'm anchoring my hand. There we go. And see me pitch the rein away. As soon as he gives the way I want him to, pitch the rein away. Good. Drop it like a hot potato. Good. All right, so we are officially in the saddle here, which is good. All right, we're going to ask him to disengage his hindquarters. Nice. One step. There we go. Do that on the same side again. Flex, leg back. There we go. Good. I'm just going to flex him this time. I don't want him anticipating me. Come back around this side. Pitch him away. Let him stand here. I like to stand my horses on a loose rein a lot. It's just me trusting him to just stay here and hang out until I tell him to do something different. He's got to be, yep, he's cocking his back leg. All right. Deep breath there. All right. Put my hand, good. Just asking for one step right now. That's all we're going to ask for today under saddle. One step. There we go. Good. Winston might have some fans coming. There you go. Good. Nice. All right, so notice there I had to bring the end of my caddy reins over and give them a little tap. Good. Watch where you're going, bud. You got a hole there. And you're carrying me up here. Yeah. Okay, he's anticipating me there. We're just gonna flex that time. Waiting. Now see, I'm not trying to muscle his head around. He had enough pressure. You could see him trying to find the answer. He wasn't just leaning on me. You can tell when they just lean on you. Wasn't just leaning on me there. He was trying to find the answer, actively trying to find it. So that's why we let him. That's why I didn't put more pressure on his mouth. Good. Good. All right. See how he walks around the outside of the round pen. So we'll be doing a bunch of stuff with him. Obviously, you can tell he needs follow the fence. He's just kind of going wherever he wants. Follow the fence. We get him over on the fence. And then once he's within 4 feet of the fence going around, we leave him alone. If he gets 4 feet away from the fence, inside rein, outside leg, back to the fence. Drop it down. His job is to keep himself within 4 feet of the fence and keep the gait that I asked him to do, which is walk here. There's my camera following me. Oh. I think my module, like the tracking module, keeps turning off. Which is extremely frustrating. Here I am going to ask him to back. We're not going to back, but all right. We'll try to stay in front of the camera. All right. Go the other way. So notice when I pick up on his nose and go to move him over, I'm actually neck reining him too. I'm picking up and laying that opposite rein on his neck. So already planning ahead for the future there for doing that. Squeeze. There we go. Why are you putting my leg into the fence? Oh, nice. Nice. Good job. Well, obviously he's had some decent amount of training under saddle because horses just don't naturally know that. Do we know how to back? See, this is something that a lot of really good show people don't do is back their horses. I always I always laugh when I'm showing in a trail class, or no, it's not trail class, command class. And one of the things that they'll do is they'll have you back for an extended period of time. And the horse has no idea, like the people are barely able to get their horses to back. Good. Very interesting. Your back is your stop is only as good as your back, and your stop is your key to your back. So that's why the backing your horse a decent amount is extremely important. Good. 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 Awesome. Do a lot of reflection here. It's gonna move around a little bit on me here. There we go. What the crap, dude? There we go. What did you see? Freak me out. There we go. Good. Nice. Trying to decide if I should take his bridle off and come up and fix my camera or not for a little bit more. I'd really like to get him to trot. I might do that. Oh, good boy. That's what we'll do. I'll come fix my camera and then we'll teach him to put his head down. Now, taking his bit off here, I hope you can see. Extremely important not to let it whack him on the teeth as he spits it out. You want to slowly put it down there and let him spit it out. Very important there. Go here. Spray him. Notice how he's not dancing around anymore with the fly spray, which is awesome. How's it going? Boom. Come on, bud. You ready to get the saddle off? All right, Daddy's going to finish up with Winston, and then we're gonna mow. Yep. We're gonna quit him there. We'll do the teach him to put his head down next time. We'll work on that next time. He's ready for a break. He's over here falling asleep on me. We'll let him get some shade and a little bit of grass to eat, and I'll move on to my other projects for the day.